Two
Ladies and gentlemen,
of the men's
next
short
to
program.
skate,
Our next skater
representing
represents Thailand.
Aaron
KULVATUNYOU, 17 years old, born in California. He trains with Victor Pfeiffer, former Austrian champion, while training in Wilmington, Delaware.
And Aaron, sure to get the home crowd excited, not just representing Thailand, but also skating to Bohemian Rhapsody. The first skater representing Thailand of the day, Aaron KULVATUNYOU, performer right to the end as he takes his bows on the ice. And his coach Victor was saying that this is a skater that started skating late, super late bloomer, but learning things fast. But one of the nicest things that Victor said about him is that he's beloved by his training mates. So what a wonderful thing. You know, the skating is important, but being a good friend to those that you train with is really important.
Yeah, it says a lot about the person. Quite forward on that takeoff the loop, has to put the hands down. There's the triple toe loop. Good lift up in the second one. Nice, has to fight to hold on, but he does. And the triple combination. And there's that heel move, and starts to travel around a little bit here, so he's losing some points. He's getting minus GOEs. That's points taken off the base value for the lack of quality. There's a nice double axel, though, and that comes in with a positive. Just remember, all these elements have a base value, and you either lose some points if they're poorly done, or you gain some points if they're well done. We've certainly got some nice.
It's interesting for.
No, go ahead, Mark.
I was just going to say that we don't have as huge a reference for Aaron. We know that he trains in Wilmington in the USA, so perhaps he's done some events whilst he's been training with Victor over there, but there's not any international reference point for what Aaron would like to see scores-wise. And so it's interesting to gauge then, you know, what does the skater hope for, or perhaps, I suppose, maybe let it take it out of their hands. They've got the job to do. They can have trust and faith in their coaches that they're steering them in the right way, and then the scores are just a benchmark from what their coaches are already steering them towards greater things.
Yeah, and it's one of the things you've said in the past, what the scores that they get in a domestic competition or summer competition or local competition aren't really reflective of what that would happen internationally necessarily. So it's hard to gauge what is my international score versus my domestic score, and relevant to how I skated, of course, as well. So coming to these competitions is so important because you're in a bigger league. And so where do I stand now? What do I need to fix up to be really competitive? Certainly he's got athleticism. You saw him really lift up into the air on the triple and the double axel. Really nice stuff. Some work on the spin positions for sure needs to be tidied up. And that'll come with time. And of course the skaters would probably prefer to jump than spin. So spinning doesn't get necessarily the same amount of attention.
Aaron, he's got a funny thing in his Instagram biography. He says, "I fall on single axles." And I think that's just a comedy, like skating in joke, that perhaps he can do triple toe as he has witnessed here, and he's got a gorgeous double axel, but that's his in joke. He falls in singles. So
yeah, well.
I think he's a fun guy.
Yeah, he is. He just hit his head with the water bottle. 45.02 for Aaron. That is 5th in the short program. And it'd be interesting to see how they feel about the number versus the skate and what they think they have to do to improve. Not what the coach thinks, not what we think, what they think